We are live right now.
The fuck?
The meatheads.
It's the meathead. It's hilarious.
This is Meatheads podcast right now.
So, Ryan, who's gonna win the fucking McGregor?
Dude, the McGregor one?
Versus Mayweather.
Dude, honestly, it's probably gonna be Mayweather. But the thing is, if McGregor gets that fucking shot, if McGregor gets that like one fucking lucky shot, you know, it could be a different boxing match, but we'll see.
McGregor against who again?
Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, when is that?
How much are they getting paid for that? It's like a...
Well, that's the thing, because, like, fucking... So, the McGregor fight, apparently, he was asking for, like, $100 million.
Yeah.
Both of them were kind of asking for $100 million. And apparently, like, Dana White was kind of, I guess the UFC was wanting to take, like, a shit ton of, like, McGregor's purse, because he's under UFC contract. So I don't really know. They haven't discussed the numbers, but like apparently the UFC wanted like 50 mil or some shit.
So McGregor gets that docked off his paycheck, but not Floyd Mayweather?
No, because Floyd Mayweather's his own promotion.
He's got...
So
those guys take their
business.
cut.
His own business, yeah.
Yeah.
But fuck, this is
I feel like Conor actually could win it, because like he's so fucking aggressive.
Well,
right? He's so like...
But
like
Mayweather's
it's
so good
game.
defensively
it's true.
too. Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's... I don't know. I can see... Honestly, this is kind of how I see it. I see Mayweather kind of winning it, and then McGregor just being like, you know what, fuck this, like roundhouse kick him, and just like, I'm a fucking pimp, and like leave that shit, you know? Yeah.
I definitely want to see it. And I want to see him against Diaz again. Like,
dude, oh my god, I want to see that fight so badly.
They gotta finish it off.
Dude, they got to. They got to finish that.
You can't do 2 fights and then stop it there.
Well, that's the thing. And after the fight,
if someone won twice, I could see stop.
Oh yeah.
But this is
if
like,
Diaz won twice,
they both won.
Yeah.
One of the fights,
and
so
then
you've got to do it.
Well, fucking at the end of the fight, McGregor was like, okay, you know what? Oh, thanks, man. But like, yeah, McGregor was like, okay, let's do this for a second time at 155, motherfucker. And then Nick Diaz was like, motherfucker, let's do it, like, 3rd time. And then now Diaz goes on some like fucking other podcast and is like, I don't really want to fight McGregor again. I'm like, that's a fucking lie. You want that money?
I didn't read that, but...
Anyways.
Who the hell are we?
Who the hell are we? Okay, who the hell are we?
Well, I guess I should start this then. My name is Malcolm Stewart. This was kind of my idea and Justin's idea.
Yeah.
Get this shit rolling.
Get this shit rolling.
So we started this last week. Didn't bother doing an intro because we just went right into it. We really wanted to talk about that election.
Pretty much just talking about politics, what's going on, and otherwise, like, right? I mean, like, I'm into smoking weed. We're gonna talk about the war on drugs today, apparently, but last time we tried the BC election, and that kind of just like didn't get recorded well. But what's the date right now? What's the date right now?
Today's the 19th, but we've got the microphone problem fixed pretty much. Anyways, so.
It's nice and loud. It's good sounding.
I'm just looking at the decibel meter here. Yeah, that was fucking loud. That was good.
Yeah, if I say like this, it's nice and loud.
You're going off the low end there.
Am I peaking? I'm a peaking.
Peaked.
Oh, I'm peaked, boys. I'm fucking peaked.
Yodi drunk.
Yodi drunk.
Yodi drunk. Oh yeah, Benny there.
Yeah.
Ball hitting his head.
I don't know if oh man.
So we should probably talk about, I feel like, the war on drugs generally. Let's talk about the war on drugs generally. Like,
all right.
Well,
I would define
war on drugs.
I would define the war on drugs in its modern form, at least in America, and I don't know exactly what happened in Canada, but like the 1920s almost with Prohibition, right? That was the first time they started a war on drugs, as far as I know. Before that,
because
there were some drugs that were illegal, but
I think
because they used so many of them.
So I gotta find
because
out here.
But they didn't have PCP in the 1800s.
Oh, of course
They
not.
would have had a
Of course
weird
not.
form of it.
But I think one of the first drugs that was criminalized in Canada was opium, and that was
right.
That actually
That
was
was-
done by Mackenzie King because he hated
Yeah.
the Chinese immigrants so much.
Yeah.
He wanted to.
Oh my god.
He wanted
They're
to,
like, yeah, they-
it was
What?
specifically a thing
They had
that,
a
that
really-
he wanted to go after them for, so that he could
Well,
arrest a whole bunch and have an excuse to deport
it's like
them.
what's the
Wow,
what's
that's
the
something
island
new.
just off of here where they put the lepers?
Leper
you know,
Island.
Darcy
Darcy
Island.
Island.
Darcy Island, yeah.
Leper Messiah
It's
by
like
Metallica.
they were straight up like they were just like, we can't have any of this bullshit with these lepers, and like they freaked out and thought they could
Yeah.
spread, but it doesn't, and they just like put people on an island.
Hold on, what? Leprosy doesn't.
It doesn't spread from one person to another, as far
I
as
did
I
not know that.
As
What?
far as I know, yeah, it's
How does it get caused?
I'm not sure, dude. Shit's fucked.
Okay, so I think it's under Nixon, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
with
I agree with that.
the
It
control,
was like the
or is it
the
60?
greatest single danger to the American people was
The wall.
Yeah, he,
the wall of bombs in Vietnam.
he said that president he most admired was Reagan, and Reagan got really rolling, and then it was like, and in a sense, like Jeff Sessions is to basically like start a like black parents or black men in jail for like marijuana crimes, and just dad or any parent is like, you know, and you're throwing people in jail and getting whatever, or selling, I'm not even sure. And the thing is, you get a mandatory minimum sentence, so you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're
You're fucked.
Oh yeah, mandatory minimums. I remember that Stephen Harper tried to put those in his term, and then that was shut down by the Supreme Court, wasn't it? Because
I don't know.
it's just like a massive fuck you straight to the discretion of the judiciary.
Okay.
Yeah.
well,
Interesting, yeah.
it's such bullshit. It's like, it's one of those things though where like once you get the like freedom or the right to do it, like
Yeah.
you don't want it getting taken away, and then so no one's gonna have it legalized and then say like we should legalize it. Like, I mean, once it's already done, it'll be really hard to go back because there's so many people that like it, right?
Oh, you mean
But it's
once
just-
drugs
it's
are
just-
legalized?
Yeah, it's just
You can't go
crazy
back?
to think that like it's just crazy to think that they've done it. It's been the same fucking law in place since I think it was
I wanna say
63 or 73. Look at the Controlled Substances
Yeah.
Act, I think is what it
Yeah,
was.
that's
Under
But then-
under Nixon.
as-
It's
as-
the
It's
same.
still
and
here today.
all of the drugs at that time that were
Yeah.
like, they put them all at like Schedule 1, and they made all these categories.
What
Those
the
are still,
fuck is
those are
up
still
with
the
that?
same.
Yeah, what
so
the fuck's up with
marijuana
that?
is still Schedule 1, meaning
And-
there's no medical benefit.
I was okay. This might be completely false, but I thought so Schedule 1, marijuana is Schedule 1.
Yeah.
But I thought for some reason that puts it in the scheduling system. I don't know. I was watching. I think it was like a Vox video or some shit like that, and they were pretty much saying that marijuana in the States is classified to be more like dangerous than like
Yeah.
crystal meth or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Like
Which
some of
is-
those ones are Schedule 2.
why?
Cocaine, for example. Cocaine. Yeah.
Really?
Cocaine, apparently meth are Schedule 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, pot is Schedule 1, meaning there's no medical benefit, and it's like so ironic that,
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely,
I think
crazy.
that's bullshit. Yeah.
and you just have these like ultra like, it's weird. It's like you're not sure if they're taking that because wanted pot legalized, but like you can, from a purely like
Yeah.
there's a
and
massive underground market for it.
what? I
Okay,
don't.
so this
Yeah,
is from
it's
the
like-
Union, which came out in 2006.
It's got to be
or so.
over $10 billion.
It's about $8 billion a year
Yeah,
in BC alone.
and that's just what
Yes.
they kind of.
I want to think.
Hey.
Okay, so just randomly on the
Yeah,
topic.
you could say more and more
Yeah.
people are coming out as very open about their recreational use of cannabis.
It's just like gay marriage, though. It's like
Well, in everyone's- that
everyone
is-
is like, no, that's ridiculous. And then when it happened, I was
In
like,
the
yeah, I
sense
guess
that,
that's
yeah,
fine.
people-
Like,
Yeah, yes,
whatever.
it's okay.
They aren't fazed by it anymore. Yeah, I completely agree with you.
there are some fucks that are.
Yeah.
You know, well, when your actual holy book requires you to stone gay people, I think
Lily is saying in the background that there are still lots of people against gay marriage.
Oh no,
Yeah,
there definitely
that's-
are. There's
Yeah.
Sure.
most religious people I would say have because it's built into it. Like it's built in. It's
I wouldn't
literally
say-
in
I
their
wouldn't
holy
say
book.
most.
Would you
It's
say?
in their holy book to
Sure.
stone gay people.
Okay.
If you're going for people who are
Like-
fundamentalists, then yes.
No, but the thing is, it's in the holy book. I'm not arguing with the moderates. I'm arguing with the holy book, which says
Well,
that. So
most-
if
But-
most of them don't
or
believe
are
it,
moderates.
that's their problem. It's not mine.
Okay,
What's that?
so just this whole
Yeah.
religious thing, but so this is gonna sound like kind of weird, like to anybody living in the southern United States. I'm not trying to,
We fucking.
know.
I love the.
southern
I
United
want to
States.
go there, man.
Yeah, I think it's
I
tight,
wanna go to
but
New Orleans, actually.
Yeah.
would you?
Oh yeah.
I
I
guess-
guess see all that stuff.
It depends on like everybody's different, but would you also
That's true.
almost classify, say, religious people in the southern United States are less likely to be for gay marriage compared to
Oh yeah.
more, I guess,
New York,
progressive
California.
people, like yeah,
Yeah.
I
It
don't
also
know.
goes down to stereotyping, right?
Yeah, and I
It's not
don't
really
know.
a good thing to do.
No, for
Yeah.
sure. I
Yeah.
'cause that's what Hitchens said when he went on this when he wrote God Is Not Great and it came out. He went on this big debate tour.
Yeah.
So he would go all over the southern United States, all around the U.S.
Yeah.
Like to the Heartland type thing, and
Heartland.
debating anyone who would
Montana.
debate him. Like he would get ministers from any church and debate them, and that's the thing. He said a lot more people came out on his side than he expected. Like, no, not exactly that he expected, because it was like the point is that there's like atheism is a thing that's like I think more common than people kind of give it credit for. It's like those who cannot believe. It's it's
Well, there's also a lot of agnosticism.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's
and
probably
you
the
could
most
even-
common. I would say the most common.
Yeah.
People are like this. I'm just in a fucking universe. Like, how am I supposed? How are you supposed to all of a sudden know
Just
the
one
answer? The
speck of
answer, like
universe.
what
Yeah.
made it? What like it's so like, because one of the weird things about like a lot of people talk about like being modest, like the modest like nun or whatever, and it's like these people are going around like saying that they know what God intends for us. It's like, well, where do you get that from? Like, where do you get
How
that
do you
information
know?
from? Yeah, exactly. I'm like, wait, what? Like, there's like data and there's what we know. It's like that there is a moon and it's kind of close to us, but it's
Flat Earth.
it might actually be flat. That's the thing. It's like
The Earth is not flat.
The-
Let's just go on record. with that.
yeah.
no,
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
I've never done the experiment myself, so you can't completely trust all the
Dude,
data.
I was saying,
Eddie Bravo.
I was saying this guy's gonna be the next Eddie Bravo because
Yeah.
he's interested in jujitsu. He smokes weed all day. He plays music.
Yeah,
Dude,
no,
conspiracy
it's
I don't
theories?
know Eddie
it's
Bravo
true.
play music. Is he any good?
He's a producer. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know what kind of music does he make.
I think it was like rock or some shit.
Planets, though.
Dude, what about
Yeah,
Naruto?
there
Naruto.
Space isn't real.
What?
Space isn't real. There isn't no such thing as space.
Oh my god.
All right,
Dude, the
you
10th
went off the deep end, sir. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
throw the
10th
Joe Rogan's
planet.
off the rails.
Off
throw
the
the
rails.
light boy into the water and pull you back into shore.
No, I
Dude,
mean-
Naruto.
I mean, Eddie Bravo makes a good point. The only good point he makes, basically, but it's a good one, is that like, why should we trust even like what scientists say? I mean, like, there's
You don't
data, and you can look
necessarily
at the
have to
raw
trust the
data.
silence. Not the silence. The science. You can
Yeah.
trust the science by
Right?
you
No, I
go
do.
onto
Of
the
course, I'm
Hubble-
playing devil's advocate.
Go to the Hubble website
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, and you
But
can look at
those-
pictures that
Dude,
Hubble-
CGI.
CGI.
Oh.
Those are not real pictures.
Yeah, that's pretty good CGI.
Well, the thing is, like, it's so funny because they take pictures in infrared light, and then to see the infrared light, because we don't
Holy
have
fuck.
My
eyes that
question
pick
for
up
you,
infrared.
sir.
We have to transmit the
My
infrared
question
into
for you,
visible.
sir, is if the Earth is actually flat, why is there? I'm just going to assume that you think there's a conspiracy of scientists suggesting that the Earth is
No,
round.
no, I think the scientists just have been misled. It's like, no, dude,
Misled by
they
who?
faked the moon
Or
landing
who?
6 times.
I remember when Neil deGrasse Tyson was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, no, that was
his question was.
That was
Oh, really? How do you get 2,000 scientists to shut up about the moon?
No, I know.
Faked? Bullshit.
I think the only good point there is that can. I think the most maybe misleading thing is that like, for people that believe these conspiracy theories, is that like there has been fuckery in the past.
There has been.
Some conspiracies, not all conspiracies, are just conspiracy theories that are complete bogus. Like sometimes, like I feel like a lot of people are like reasonable people are like super convinced that something went on with JFK.
Dude,
like,
and Tower 7.
Tower 7, Roswell.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Honestly, I'm super like conservative with 9/11 because like I think some fucking Saudis did it, and but I think the thing is like, did they let him do it?
I think
there's the whole spectrum of conspiracy.
Yeah.
There is like like there's aliens. Like, is it aliens? Is there like life out there, or is it in our solar system, or is it DNA and then? Are we actually the aliens? Interesting the concept of conspiracy, and then some people, it picked me up. It's like, okay, seeing a UFO, like that's one thing. I mean, I've seen, like, I saw I don't know any way that could have made.
What was this?
Will Salkfield or whatever, good guy, fucking lived like. I was like sitting on the back porch, kind of looking up at the sky. Yeah. And then I say Venus is like the brightest fucking planet, star looking thing. And like it was a little bit brighter than that, but it was like really steady light. It wasn't like twinkling at all. It was a super steady light. And I was just watching it because I was like, that's not a star. It was like a bit too early for there to be a star at all. But anyways. So it was just sitting there in one fucking place. It looked pretty fucking just like where it was, and then it dimmed at that point in the sky. I was just like watching to see what was gonna happen. Yeah. Just watching this fucking point. I waited like 5 to 10 seconds. I would say. Okay. Yeah. And then it slowly in Star Trek, where like I'm not even kidding. It was like Star Trek, where it goes from like just like literally what I fucking saw. And I was like stoned. I like stuck with my perceptions up because I'm a seasoned stoner, I'd say. Yeah. And then because I've got a good tolerance or whatever. Man. And then I maybe had like a beer. I wasn't on any. I didn't even really say anything to anyone because I knew it was just like complete fucking horseshit. Yeah. And that there's no way I'm gonna be able to things sometimes like UFO things and a lot like or like kind of like air. Yeah. Where someone was flying some crazy shit or whatever. Yeah. But like literally from what I was from. Like, it's like a pool ball. Like, it's like Newtonian physics explains how not in motion to motion without, like, to really fast motion without, like, Gini goes to, like, 0 to 100 real quick or whatever. Yeah. Like, but it hasn't that quickly. Okay, So, like, there's no real, like, what the fuck made it move that fast? It was literally went from, like, it was, like, fucking hyperspeed type shit.
Dude, it's trippy, man.
I'm not even fucking around right now. It was crazy, man. It like
this sounds
because like some people are like, I saw Sasquatch. It's like, okay, buddy, did you really see Sasquatch? But like, I don't know, man.
Me
was it some like fucking Stephen Harper spy plane?
Dude, maybe I gotta.
At the time, man.
Fuck, I gotta get going here. I gotta get go to jiu-jitsu and shit. But
dude. Fucking break some legs and shit.
Dude, I'll probably get my ass handed to me again. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's part of the learning curve, right?
Exactly. Dude, win or learn.
That's how you do it. Yeah. That's how you do it. There's no other way.
Oh, yeah. Just gotta
that's what they say about jiu-jitsu. There's no... Tell them, like, what to do, but you have to fucking do it. You have to,
Well, like, I know one thing, like, I was just gonna say this before I go. I know, like, with, like, I don't know, Derry showing me stuff, for example, like, I'll watch an instructor and they'll be on the mat, but, like, I can't process that because there's so much going on. So it takes, like, a lot of times before I could finally get, like, one piece of it down. And it's, like, a 2-3 piece thing, you know? Right. But, I gotta get going. But, thanks for having me on here. And, we should talk about aliens sometime.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Aliens
exist. They're out there.
Yeah, ancient alien. Yeah, that'd be tight.
Who built the pyramids?
I'm probably gonna see if I can watch a whole bunch of Ancient Alien stuff. What was it?
We should all brainwash ourselves. We should drink a bunch of acid and then watch fucking alien conspiracies the whole time.
Do a podcast. Do a podcast.
We were kind of messed up, and so we started watching something to do with videos, and it was 3 a.m, and we were just like, oh shit, what to
They're
believe?
already here.
Dude.
Although I gotta say, over the next couple of days, I was kind of like,
So I think we should talk about.
The war on drugs.
I think we should talk about specifically what's going to go down with marijuana legalization with Trudeau.
Sure, yeah.
Do you think he's going to do it right?
No.
From what I've heard already about legalization, so here's the gist of it as far as I understand. It's going to go into effect on July 1st of 2018.
By July.
Okay.
That's the yeah, that's kind of that's their due date.
Okay.
And we'll see if that happens. I feel like it will. I feel like
Hopefully it's sooner.
Yeah, I don't think they want to do it on Canada Day, right?
It would be kind of funny.
420.
Yeah, they should do it on 420. That'd be kind of funny.
I bet you they will. He'll pull a Donald Trump. He'll tweet it the night before.
Oh wow.
Happy 420.
So what as far as I understand, what's going to happen then, or is everybody can grow up to 4 plants on their own property, which I see. There's no way they can regulate that.
That's the thing.
I could have 4 on my front lawn, and then maybe I'll just have a bunch of bushes in the backyard, and then
in size.
like fuck you.
Well,
like how the hell do you regulate that? You're not gonna search my property.
I think it's ridiculous that they even are gonna try.
Yeah.
You know, like really, gonna start that.
Thinking about it, they might be like trying to appease some fuck asses who are worried about that.
The medical marijuana industry, right? That's gonna be a lobby now. It's gonna
that too.
Billions of dollars and everything. Like, no, we gotta sell it to the kids.
Yeah, and then there's legalized small possession. I don't
Pretty
remember.
reasonable amounts, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's just so like they're still making it a crime sometimes.
Fuck that.
To meddle with this plant. It's like
Beehive has just made it very difficult to get edibles unless you know how to make them yourself.
and
just veg it out.
Like oh my god.
Yeah.
Like you can be a seasoned stoner and eat some edibles and get way too fucked up because it acts on you differently than if you smoke it. It's like
That's by cannabis.
That's like the scary movie scene where the big pot plant fucking
I remember that.
attacks them. Like that's
Tries to eat them.
When I think about like marijuana being dangerous. I think like the plant like fucking wraps around you. It's like the Lord of the Rings when they're in the old forest and you start attacking them. Like your pot plants like
Fangorn.
They're gonna make a horror movie. Once like pot becomes really popular, they're gonna make a horror movie about like weed plants.
Reefer Madness 2.
Reefer Madness remake. Oh my god! Like they're doing Baywatch with The Rock.
As Pamela Anderson?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can pretty much.
Dwayne Johnson is playing Pamela Anderson.
He was actually thinking about like running for president.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's pretty cool.
For The Rock.
He's a libertarian. I was talking about that.
I'd have to take a closer look at his credentials and what he really thinks, but on face value,
I've heard that
I'm pretty
he's
down.
Fiscally conservative and socially liberal, which is like that's in so many words kind of what I am. I'd say.
Sure, yeah.
I think.
Anyways,
celebrities running for office now just because Trump did it though. I mean,
well, hold on.
One or two.
Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of started that trend. And then there was another guy who was in Predator.
Badass.
He was in Predator. He was that other guy. He was like the governor of Carolina or Colorado. Or, I don't know. I don't remember.
What?
Columbine?
Governor of Columbine?
No.
Colorado.
No. No. Columbine is a town.
Oh.
Yeah, he could be the mayor of Columbine.
No. Isn't it in Colorado?
No, it's on the East Coast somewhere.
No, it is a state.
Anyway, so
There's too many
going back to the history of drug prohibition, So, but after 1923, it was in the 1960s that these attitudes, popular attitudes to marijuana, slowly changed. Yeah,
People started
hippies,
smoking
dude.
it. God damn.
Okay, so it
Even in
didn't.
Canada.
It didn't. They found
We were like the last ones. Like white people were the last ones to
had
find
cannabis in 6,000-year-old
people.
tombs in China.
White people aren't about all doing that.
That's what I mean. Everyone's freaking
Actually,
out
no,
about
that's
it.
not really true. The Norse, they were eating a whole bunch of Amanita
That's
muscaria.
world. Psychedelics have always
Yeah,
been
it's
done.
pretty damn common, actually.
I
But-
feel like it's my
No. That's probably my biggest argument for why they should be legal. Is that it's none of your fucking business.
Well, yeah. Years since they completely legalized
Trudeau-
across the board.
Trudeau did this live thing going pretty easy on him, and you could just softballs, you could just fucking smack him. This girl started drilling him on the whole opioid crisis that's going on in Vancouver and across Canada, and the fentanyl was going on with fentanyl. He's failing to address it, and she was going hard. She needs a high five, but she was like some action, like on the scene worker type person. But anyways, oh yeah, but I mean, yeah, Trudeau getting drilled on fucking no.
Vice meets Justin
It
Trudeau.
was Vice, but there was some girl probably towards the end. It's
In terms of rights to do anything, like
wanna
who
go
are
to
you?
class.
Who is anybody to say what am and am not allowed to put in my body?
It's a plant.
Yeah.
Also,
Well, yeah, if we're
you could-
just talking about
Yeah.
cannabis on its own, but I'm
Yeah.
talking about broad spectrum
smoking
stuff.
pot and whatever.
Like it shouldn't.
Using it.
I don't think it should be illegal for me to just grow a couple magic mushrooms, and
Right.
we have a friend. I'm not going to say who it is on air, but we have a
Yeah.
friend who's growing it, and I think he should not be arrested if he gets caught. Let's hope he doesn't get
Well,
caught.
yeah.
Seriously.
Who should be trying to catch him? That's my question.
Nobody.
What is he doing wrong? Like
He's not doing
it's so
anything
weird.
wrong.
I mean, I get it if you're
He's a nice guy.
harming people.
He's
if
a
you're,
really
like,
nice guy.
driving on the wrong side of the road towards people, like that should be. You should.
Well, yeah. There you
That's
go.
not
The
what
harm
we're talking
principle.
about, though.
The harm
Exactly.
principle. Since when do magic mushrooms themselves harm anybody? I think the only way it starts to harm people is when it's criminalized, and then it's criminal organizations that are trying to maintain monopoly on the markets on drugs, and that's how drugs harm people.
Yeah, you just said it. It's like trying to control a market. Is like they in any way is when they start. The government gets its fingers into what like people's lives. Like if you take away the whole like who's gonna build the roads argument. Apparently, it's like somebody's gonna fucking do it because it needs to be done.
Yep.
Like, it's innovation. Like they're gonna make a company to fucking pay for that shit to get done.
If Aiden Karki's listening, I think we had quite the debate on how the hell people are going to build roads under a very absolute libertarian government.
Right.
I'm a little iffy on that, but I'm open to discussion.
Yeah, the thing is, like, when, like, it's just so, like, markets pop up when there's need for it. It's like...
Yeah, thus the illegal drug market.
Yeah.
Right? People want stuff. If people want something, they're going to get it. Even, if you have the
There's
time,
demand,
the money, and
gonna
demand,
supply it.
yeah.
But it's when the government tries to, like, clench down on... the supply or the demand, and they try to regulate these things. The more they regulate, the more they poke holes in that, the more problems they make. In a sense,
Yeah.
like it's. I mean, I think there's a line, like if they're polluting, like if you're actually causing harm, because I would say pollution is a form of harm.
like a meth lab. Yeah, I could see that.
But no, not like. I mean, that's like kind of one thing. Like if you're doing it on your own. But
No, I'm not talking about meth, but I'm talking about like meth labs because they create tons of noxious fumes
Right.
and harm the neighborhoods that are around, right?
yeah,
Like there's a reason that they condemn houses in which meth labs were.
yeah.
Like nobody can live in there ever
Yeah.
again. They have to burn them practically.
Yeah. But I mean, like, in the sense, those people are kind of harming themselves. But it's
Yeah, they also
but
wear
the thing
masks.
is, like, trying to like treating that situation as a criminal situation is like that's just gonna fuck everything up again. I think
Yeah,
you should definitely like stop it from happening because somebody will get harmed. But like, you don't treat the person that's doing that as a criminal. You treat them as someone who's sick, who whatever they like that someone like people. The thing is, like all those people, it's like we like dehumanize them in a sense, like people that are the fucking rails. But it's very easy to dehumanize them. But I think everyone needs like. That's like the safety net is where these people are falling through the cracks and you need to have a safety net. But
well, we have that one friend of ours who once kind of slipped through the cracks there.
Yeah.
That
that's the thing,
I can't say I was ever I was ever against to use the pejorative term junkies per se.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's the point, and it can happen to anyone.
And when it was that very dear friend of mine, it definitely shook me up to say the least.
Yeah, it can happen to anyone so easily. Like and
it really changed my perspective on it.
Everyone has their fucking addictions. Like I'm like partly, I have like almost an addiction to playing pool. It's just so fucking fun. Like I could play that shit like all goddamn day. I could play that. Totally. I could play pool. If I had a pool at my house, I would play that shit for like 12 hours straight.
You know what I was thinking? I think everybody's actually addicted to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Because it feels so fucking good. I mean, the thing is, it doesn't matter what it is. It's brain chemicals firing, and certain things like it's like grandmother's humming. It'll like that shit is gonna release some fucking dopamine.
Yeah.
Or serotonin. Like your brain loves that shit. Yep. Right? And like it's like that with anything. Like smoking pot, like when I smoke pot, like the pot actually in a sense forces a bit of dopamine. But but there's also a little bit of dopamine just because of the fact that I'm smoking it. Like I could smoke like something else.
Is there dopamine in cannabis?
Because I think like if someone says like
there's the cannabinoids and the THC, of course.
Right, yeah, so that's going to give
and so they're linking up the dopamine receptors.
Apparently with
or activating them.
Marijuana, I think there's like 70 plus receptors in your brain that are getting a little something.
Yeah.
So they're super dynamic, and that's when they isolate THC and they give you just THC. It's very different than if you just smoke pot.
Because there's the cannabinoids in there as well.
Yeah, and the whole.
And the other substances, which I don't know.
There's like the other one is CBD, right? That's the big.
Isn't that cannabinoid?
That's
or is it?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
CBD, but that's the one that like they usually give.
Holy smokes! I'm just looking at the list. There's a lot of them right here. Okay, so
Demiide. Horribly wrong. I would pronounce them all.
It just says cannabicrot and then dot.
I think there should be like
at least 24.
Or those might activate like multiple things sometimes. Because your brain didn't have like, for example, like cannabinoid seeding for something to come and poke it, right?
Which is interesting.
It's
been where you got that from Joe Rogan, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's where I heard it too.
Fucking ultimate.
But yeah, so then
the fucking neuroscience aspect of that is like that's some fucking crazy shit.
Oh yeah, so obviously it means that, like that these receptors have evolved to be able to receive the stimulation of the chemical compounds in THC, in cannabis.
Yeah, it was like there's obviously an advantage to having these like our brain having these chemicals, like when like it's like that punishment reward thing almost.
Well, and also now thinking about it, it seems to me that there's also similar evolution along with mushrooms.
Oh yeah,
like the psychedelic mushrooms.
Yeah, like the
Amanita or psilocybin.
Psilocin wouldn't work unless there was some kind of receptors that let it work, right? It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
But like we were there before the drugs were there, right? I mean, in a sense, like because you go back far enough and you can find these same receptors in hundreds of millions of years ago, right?
We like our species was here before.
No. But I mean,
It's-
the
I would think-
receptors, it's like
I would say it's the other way
almost
around.
A lot of life, like I don't know it. Like, plants have to have some kind of fucking receptors, but not like in their brain, so they don't actually feel these things. They don't actually have feelings. They don't have receptors at all. They don't have a fucking brain.
No.
But they
Well,
have a-
okay.
they-
So there's a little bit of suggestion that plants do sense
they're-
things, but they don't have a physical
they're-
brain.
Yeah, they're very intelligent. Like they're dynamic. Like they're good at adapting
Communal
to the environment
organism.
around them. But I don't think they're actually sentient. Like they're not conscious of being alive,
Yeah, I have to agree with you there.
which is so crazy. But I think like because a lot of animals have, like lobsters have serotonin receptors.
Yep.
I mean, which
Which is
means
pretty
if
cool.
lobsters have them, most animals, I'm sure, have them. Most animals that have brains are going to have receptors that give them these reward mechanisms, and that's kind of what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because like the serotonin or dopamine, that's saying like you're happy, which means you just had a sandwich and then
Oh, yeah.
and then you get happy. So it's like
Is that why when after I ate my sandwich this morning at work, I just started to get really tired? Do you think that has something to do with it?
I think that's actually the whole thing about
The
like,
food
eating
bunk?
turkey. When you eat, like everyone says,
Your
after you
turkey
eat
bunk.
turkey, you get tired or whatever. I think that's like there actually is a chemical in turkey that gets you tired. But
Just
you don't-
turkey?
There is. I don't think it's just turkey.
Or is
But
this
it's
like
got-
it's just
got
like the food
higher-
bunk,
It's got
right?
more than other affect you. So I think it's partly placebo, probably. Because the placebo effect, I think a lot of people think they're like, it doesn't get them. A lot of people think that like tricks don't work on them, but it's like it does work on people. It's unfortunate. I think it's why people are like they believe some crazy shit like the world's flat, probably.
That's funny.
Max Tegmark, who's a great physicist from MIT, mind-blowing guy. Like I think everyone should check him out and physics in general, because like these people are like, they're not just like philosophers that are talking about trippy things. They're talking about and making predictions about the world, like the world as it is. And I just don't think you need any supernatural sauce to explain consciousness. It's like an emergent phenomena from the brain. So like the brain is its atoms, and then because the brain is basically it has memory, so it's got storage, and it's got computing power, so it can look into the storage, and then it has sensors, so it can take things in, obviously, and then because the brain is such a complex and advanced, basically computer, it kind of turns on, right, and then consciousness is that it's all kind of connecting and turning
Like
on.
the result of it.
Yeah. So basically, it's all explained by the material, which is our brain. And then, so if you like take that and you go all the way with it, it means once we actually figure out how the brain works, exactly how all these receptors work, what's going through here, and what makes you remember this, and how it all works, that material thing work, you could basically make a brain and then project consciousness, like the ultimate. You could make like AI,
Ultimate AI.
so that it is
Yeah.
it is conscious. Like you could basically think about like the craziest 3D printer ever that prints a brain, and
Holy
then you hit
smokes.
play, and then that thing would be
Hit
conscious.
play.
Like, because all consciousness is like it's a really smart computer that it's like a biological computer that gets like that's what we are. Like we get turned on.
I just had a spine chill right
Yeah,
there. That's really eerie.
No, it's mind blowing, but like, because all it is, I'm a complete materialist. I don't think you need anything to explain it. It's just like, we get turned on in some crazy way. That sounds like fucking weird, but I think it's true. Like, I mean, and that's why I think like other beings, other animals are sentient. Like they, like from us, like you extend from us. Like we're animals. So we are fucking monkeys. We're just kind of, we're pretty advanced monkeys. But anyways, it's like,
Well, you know what? I really like that. Who is it? Terrence McKenna, the stoned ape theory.
Oh yeah,
I really like that
I
theory.
think there's something to it, but I think
I'm not qualified to comment on it, but
the anthropology class we took, where they talked about fire, though,
I think that
is the
anthropology
most
class.
convincing argument.
please do
That
elaborate.
Fire, okay, because it was once they had fire and they could cook meat, it gets these proteins going, and
Oh yeah,
you can
okay.
like it expands your stomach, and you start like, I'm not even sure, you're probably building your like microbiome or whatever as well while you're doing this, but
Yeah.
the thing, it like something with your tongue, and it drops down your mouth so that your mouth forms for language, and it's this whole, you get more protein, and so much more food basically going to your brain as well as your body in general, and then so you're surviving, you're like more prosperous, and then like the actual physical requirement for speech, which is obviously for us, once all these world religions where like the word is like the most important thing, because once you have language, you can start symbolizing things, and you can start like planning, and you can talk about the past and the future, rather than just be like constantly in this like weird, like it's like almost like an animal state where like the only way of saying like what the hell is going on right now is like making monkey noises, you know, and then you have calls for like danger, you've got calls for, but they're all like very, very simple as far as we know when we look at other animals. Like, I mean, it's pretty interesting, the topic of like other animals talking to each other and shit. Like whales have very complex.
I would
calls
love
each
to
other.
be able to understand what whales are
I
saying.
know, they're probably the chillest motherfuckers ever. Like,
Well, yeah, think about it. They're just not floating around, but
Buoyancy.
they're buoyant
Oh,
through
they
this liquid, and they're just
Yeah.
kind of just like.
oh man,
I'm not gonna. I seriously considered just imitating a whale sound right now.
you should probably do it.
No, that would.
No, I mean, like,
No, I can't do it.
I heard about this thing whales do where they'll like, you know, they migrate around the fucking world. They're crazy, but they'll basically, when they leave a certain spot, they'll do a call, and then they'll go, like, so they're leaving, you know, whatever coast, and they'll do this big call in this song, and scientists have recorded it. And then when they came back, like a year later type thing, they come back, and when they get to that exact spot, they start that same song again.
Really?
Straight up. So like they know kind of where they were. It's like they came home and they've got like a song for it, or like it's this crazy thing, and like, man, that blows my mind.
That's
Like,
pretty damn cool.
and like, and the fact that they like, oh man, it's so crazy. Like, there's gotta be, it's like elephants. Like, they've got
Elephants too. They have
so,
their own language.
Like, with them, they're super, like, you can like see, like, there's like emotions with them, and like a lot
Oh, yeah.
of animals, I think.
Dolphins.
Like, you know, when a cat is pissed off, you fucking know it's pissed off. And when
Oh,
it's
yeah.
happy, you like know it's happy, unless some are really unfucking predictable. And they're just like, they'll be liking it for a second, and then they'll fucking swat you. But
His mole like that.
animal behavior, that shit, kind of, yeah. He's like, he gives a couple licks and he bites. That's his go-to. But like, yeah, animal behavior is just absolutely insane, and I always try to like remind myself that like we are fucking animals. Like, that's why the whole, we are one, and like what is it, 1.5 chromosomes away from chimpanzees.
Something like that. Yeah, very, very
It's about
close.
so you change 0.15% of us, it's not even, it's like 1% of our DNA. You change
Well,
1%
so
of it
it's
over
97% of our DNA we
99,
shell.
I think.
99.
It's
Oh, okay.
it's ridiculously small that like you change that much and you get chimpanzees. But that's like the thing with
Go
like
figure.
gene splicing and this CRISPR-Cas9 stuff that they're using, where they like, yeah,
Which is also fascinating. Makes me want to talk about GMOs a little bit.
yeah.
GMOs are
Everything is
not bad.
GMO. Everything is GMO.
Yeah, look at apples. Look at corn.
Yeah, I
look
mean,
at what you can do. I was talking to my dad about this the other day. He was asking what were the original GMOs, and I said, well, let's look it up. And so there was corn, and there was a picture of very, very old corn. It basically looks like wheat.
Like thousands of years ago.
Thousands and thousands of years ago. Watermelons that kind of just look like papaya.
Bananas are this weird looking thing.
Bananas too, yeah. I don't remember what they look like.
Animals, like, you know, you talk about like the human species.
Domestication of animals. Look at wolves. Look at cats. Look at cows.
Like agriculture, as we define like modern civilization based off agriculture. Part of that's exactly what that is. You're getting grain. And then it's instead of natural selection, that grain just sitting out in the field, whatever happens, like the grain that gets eaten by deer too much might go away. But so that's natural selection. But we're just selecting. We're selecting traits that we like.
That's cultivating.
Like, with a dog, like
they become cultivars. I think that's the term.
You pick, instead of getting the wolf that's going to attack you, you kill those ones off. You're selecting those ones off, and then you
raise the puppies, which are nice,
which is super nice, and then you keep doing that. Like there's a woman scientist from Russia who, it was like in the 1930s or something like that, and she started under this guy, this professor, I believe. They started this experiment where they did it with foxes, and the only thing they selected for was like, it was a standard thing, and they've been doing it for like 70 years or something like that. And she's been doing it the whole time. The only thing they select for is how friendly they are. So you come up to the cage, and it's like if they bark or they growl, you know, you obviously.
I think I've heard about this.
Yeah. So all they do is select for how friendly it is, and then their predictions were that the traits of those foxes would turn into the traits of domesticated animals, which they're actually really interesting, like a curly tail, bigger ears. There's a couple of, like, obviously, like, cuter, so-called. And then one of them was, like, something to do with, like, the reproduction cycle. So, like, it would take longer for them to... It was something really interesting. I think it was longer, yeah. But it's mind-blowing. And then so they start picking up these traits. But the point is that, like, we are selecting the environment that we want to live in. Like, if there's a fucking thorn bush outside your house, you rip it out because it's getting all up in your shit. You're selecting. Like, you'd rather have some flowers. Like,
so, by the way, this is called the Russian domesticated red fox. I am going to be reading that later. Oh, fuck yeah.
Badass.
I would love to have a
I know.
Fox. They're
you
fucking
could do it like that's
intelligent.
there used to be some terrifying animals back in the day, like
cave bears, man. Holy fuck.
Cave bears, terror birds. Those things are fucked.
Terror birds, eh?
Yeah, that's some more Joe Rogan shit. Like, it's terrifying. And then there's like the short-faced bear in.
Holy smokes!
Dude, they're fucked. They run at you, and they're predators. They'll eat you.
Jeez.
It's terrifying.
It's called the Forest Radice. That's the Latin name.
Holy shit.
The skeleton on that motherfucker.
That is fucking terrifying.
Jesus, mate.
Yeah, I'm not okay with it. Get some pictures of that thing. I want to see that.
So that's top, bottom, side, 10 centimeters.
Holy.
So the skull, that's like the width of my shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah, they would eat you. Like, man.
Okay.
1 to 3 meters in height. 3 meters in height. And, like, they had these giant ass eagles.
God, look at that.
Holy. Like, it's like a horse bird. Woolly mammoths and shit.
Out.
Holy shit, man.
They're 10
Years ago.
1.8 million.
Okay, we don't have to worry about terror birds anymore.
Yeah, thankfully.
Bear.
Short-faced bear.
Short-faced bear. That shit will fuck you up too. And then there's some
that's an ugly looking motherfucker. What else? Dire wolves. Dire wolves, so everybody's talking about dire wolves in Game of Thrones. No, motherfucker. They're real things.
Yeah.
They're big fucking wolves.
They're, dude.
Canis dirus, they're called.
Doesn't give a fuck about us. Holy shit.
Fearsome dog.
That's terrifying.
Let's just look at how big they are here. Their size.
10,000 years ago.
60 kilograms, 130 pounds.
Look, you should look up like just
Holy
look up
shit. Small pony.
Holy
Or no,
shit.
like a normal pony. Like,
Wait a minute. There's a kind of buffalo too. A big ass fucking time.
yeah, there's also huge, like massive.
Is the land?
Oh, fucking Pinterest. No, I don't want to look like. I don't know.
fuck that
Fuck
site.
Pinterest. It's like, oh, you have to have a.
Dude, I'm not
Membership.
interested in this website.
Oh my god,
I
no.
hate when they do that. Honestly, it makes me want to never use their shit ever. That's the thing about ads. If you want them to work, like, don't put them in people's face.
Yeah.
I mean, what is
Okay.
that biggest one? Holy fuck.
God damn,
What
that's
is that?
massive.
That's huge. Like, that is like literally the size of a horse. I'm not okay. Okay, this is gotta be some dino shit. To go. I need.
Holy fuck. So, I am definitely looking at that picture because that's fucking cool.
That's crazy. Whenever they
But
do
you can
those,
see there's like
those things of blue whales, how big they are compared to people. It's
oh yeah, it's like
terrifying.
bigger than a school bus. That's pretty damn
You know,
cool.
the one that I feel like was most dangerous is that one that's bigger than the saber-tooth tiger. That middle, that
Pantera Leo.
yeah, I feel like
Spalea.
that one because that it looks like the ultimate. You should Google some pictures of that thing. Shit. Dude, it's got Pantera in its name.
Haha, it's fucking badass. Wow.
That's really big.
Panthera Leo Spalea.
That thing would eat you with no problem.
Apparently, there's a picture of it fighting a bear.
Panthera.
Panthera.
Dude, that's a sick metal
Panthera.
band.
Go around being Panthera.
It's
Like,
like you have a list,
just
but it's
doesn't-
Pantera. It's bands you don't really want to cover. I think most bands. This Doors cover band called the Lost Unknown Soldiers was the name of the band from Vancouver, and they're really, really good. If anyone hears this and they ever have a chance to go see them, do it because it was like you were listening to basically the Doors like from the album. Like they were doing note for note.
Damn.
Doors. Like it was great. And the guy I was really wondering like how's this Jim Morrison gonna be, and he was like he surprised
Pretty
me.
on
Like,
point.
yeah, he surprised me. Like I didn't think it was gonna be that good. But I mean it's like cool when you can go and like listen to music that's that good like live. But
Well, I remember I went and saw, I think it's called the Pink Floyd Experience.
Pigs? Was that Pigs?
No, it wasn't Pigs. It was a different Pink
Oh.
Floyd cover band. Pink
I
Floyd
heard about
Experience.
that, yeah.
They were at the Royal Theatre. They even had the inflatable pig going up over our heads. I have a picture of it
Intense.
somewhere. But yeah, it was really cool. That was a
Yeah,
really good time. Well,
well,
with my
Pigs
dad.
was amazing too. Like those guys.
Yeah,
we
we
just-
met that one guy
We met.
that was in
what
Pigs,
was the
didn't
name
we?
of that? What was the name of his band? Airport Union. Was it
The Spaceport Union.
Spaceport Union.
That was a really cool band too.
If
We
you
saw
hear
these
this,
guys.
Look up Spaceport Union. If
Yeah,
you want
no, I'm gonna link it.
Yeah, it's like shout out to those guys. We went and saw them at the showroom,
The Duncan showroom.
Duncan showroom, and it was awesome. Like those guys, it was kind of like, you know, when you like listen to Pink Floyd and you like, it's like the song is like a trip. Like it's like that. It's awesome.
Yeah, there was also
Those guys
some
kicked ass.
heavy shit in there too, a little bit. Like not super
Yeah,
heavy,
like
but
some of it reminded me
some of the bass
Primus
lines were-
and, like.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
The guy
it was
definitely has some
sweet.
Primus influence there.
But god damn.
All right, should we go get some pub food?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
down for going to the Waddling Dog. Oh yeah, I'm pretty down for that.
All right, meatheads.
Yeah, so we came up with a name for the podcast now. It's called Meatheads.
I think it's a good idea.
I like it.
It's like,
MEAT Meatheads.
yeah, because it's so dumb, but like it's
Yeah.
like, you know, but like it's perfect.
I like it. Honestly, I like it.
Are we signing off?
Yeah. All right, everybody. Peace out.